So we'll now have a brand. I'm a little bit disappointed because I thought she would come with some donuts for us. Yeah, I know this is a stupid joke. I had to make it, but it was like a private joke with her. No, anyway, Jessica Gioglio. She's a public relations and social media manager at Dunkin Donuts in the US, and she will explain us how Dunkin Donuts keeps its passionate fans running on social media. So let's see how they do that. Please help me welcome Jessica.
Hi, everyone. It's great to be here. I am from Boston. I help run the social media team for Dunkin Donuts. Who here in the room has tried Dunkin Donuts? Familiar with Dunkin Donuts? All right. Thanks, guys. Great crowd. So today I'm here to tell you how we keep our social media program running. The secret, passionate fans. And we've, through the past couple years, have developed a great strategy for harnessing the loyalty of our fans, celebrating the loyalty of our fans, and really just using kind of their enthusiasm to keep our social media platforms running. So today, I want to give you a quick background on Dunkin. The very first Dunkin Donuts was opened in 1950 in Quincy, Massachusetts, which for those of you who are not familiar with Massachusetts is just south of Boston. Today we have transformed from a coffee and donut shop to an all-day, everyday brand that has more than, we're in 32 countries around the world, and we have more than 10,000 restaurants around the world. 3,000 of those are outside of the United States. So what's exciting about the brand growth is we now serve about 5 million customers per day around the world. So huge opportunity, huge customer base, but what's exciting to my team, the social media team, is that these fans are extremely passionate. They're enthusiastic about Dunkin', they love their coffee in the morning, they love breakfast sandwiches, and they also love sharing these experiences. You know, things like, oh my gosh, I could not get through Monday morning without my iced coffee. Or, wow, Dunkin', you have a red velvet drizzle donut? Oh my gosh, game over. So that's the kind of feedback that we hear from our fans, and we really work hard to listen to that feedback and use that to hone our content strategy. So just a quick summary. Right now we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Google+, YouTube. We're on all the major platforms, Foursquare as well. 8 million fans on Facebook, and over almost 200,000 followers on Twitter. So exciting to us. So today, I think what would be interesting to share with you is how we built this engaged community of fans. So when I joined Dunkin Donuts about 2 years ago, we were just shy of 2 million fans. So in little over 2 years, we've grown to 8 million fans on Facebook. So what's our secret to doing that? Well, we believe that we don't own our social media channels, our fans do. It's all about them, and we want to kind of, you know, just like Dunkin Donuts gives you a boost in the morning and keeps you running all day, we want to recreate that experience on our social media platforms. So here are some of the things that really work for us. We strongly believe in listening. I help put together the content strategy for all of our platforms, and I listen to the fans. You know, they're funny, they're witty, they're sharing their day-to-day experiences. We need to use social listening to know who these people are and speak to them back in the language that they speak to us. You know, they call themselves DD fans. They say, hey, Dunkin', you know, here's my iced coffee. So that's when if you follow us on Facebook or Twitter, you're going to see a lot of that kind of, you know, communication back and forth. So, you know, again, in addition to listening to how they talk about the brand, we also listen to what's important with them about the brand. You know, are they liking the new products that we put out? Are they not liking them? You know, which parts of the country or internationally do they want us to come from? That's all really important feedback for us to help build that two-way relationship and dialogue. And for anyone that follows us, another exciting thing we do, we actually respond individually a lot more than we do pushing out messages. We feel that that's been really important in promoting that two-way dialogue with our fans. 9 times out of 10, we see a fan, we'll respond to them, and they'll retweet our response, being like, oh my God, Dunkin Donuts responded to me, and they'll retweet the response back. So we believe in the average Joe. The Dunkin customer is the average Joe, and we feel like whether you have 5 or 500,000 followers, we want to respond equally to you. So we think that's really important. And also, important to note the voice that we respond to these people is incredibly important. You know, I tweet on behalf of Dunkin. I respond on Facebook on behalf of Dunkin. I go by JG, if you see. I'm a real person. I'm a real person representing the brand, and I'm responding to customers in a real voice. It's not kind of fake corporate responses. It's also extremely important, as I mentioned before, to celebrate your fans. You know, these fans of ours, they're busy, they're on the go, and they're relying on Dunkin to keep them going. And they're so excited to share with us the many moments that they have with Dunkin. We need to celebrate that, and we need to create, create opportunities on all of our channels to celebrate that. So I'm actually going to walk you through a couple examples across Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and then a social gaming integration that we've done recently that we think promotes loyalty and promotes engagement. So first and foremost, our longest running program on all of our social media sites is Fan of the Week. This runs on Facebook. We joined Facebook about 5 years ago, and Fan of the Week was one of the very first programs we launched. We like to think that we're the first person to launch a Facebook Fan of the Week, but we can't 100% say that. Fan of the Week was born out of fans like the girl here you see on the slide with the Dunkin tattoo. We felt like if someone is willing to permanently tattoo your brand logo on themselves, you have to figure out a way to put that in the spotlight and celebrate that. So that's why Fan of the Week was born, for fans like the girl here in the picture. And when we had to migrate over to Facebook timeline, Fan of the Week was the most important thing that was our #1 priority. How are we going to show Fan of the Week in the new header bar? So as you see here on this slide, we actually include products of the month, but we also have Fan of the Week there. And we have what we call Fan of the Week 2.0 because it's not just the fan there anymore. They're on the Facebook page, but they're also on our digital billboard in Times Square in New York City. So they're getting their picture and their fandemonium of Dunkin' Donuts broadcast to basically what we call the crossroads of the world. And I'm actually super excited to announce to you guys that today we just launched another an extra bonus of Fan of the Week. So we have this great billboard in Times Square. It's right in the center of Times Square. And New Year's Eve is coming up, and what's happening in Times Square in New York City? I mean, the ball's dropping, millions of people are going to be there. If you have a digital billboard, wouldn't you be using it for something? Yeah, that's what I thought. So we are actually offering a contest for fans to submit pictures and or videos wishing their friends and family a Happy New Year's to get a chance to be on the billboard. And we're also offering JetBlue tickets to 2 of the grand prize winners. So super cool way to celebrate your fans' loyalty, put them in the spotlight, and really show them how much you're thankful for their business. So again, you've heard me say fandemonium. Instead of pandemonium, it's fandemonium, and they're our inspiration. So there's two rows of pictures here on this slide. The really exciting thing is 1 row was taken by our fans, 1 row was taken by my social media team. And can you tell the difference? Which row is which was us, which was fans? I hope you can't, because that's our goal. We produce a lot of our content in-house. My team is out and about on the weekends with their Dunkin' coffee, their bagels, their donuts, and they're capturing pictures. If you represent a brand that has a visual nature, be a walking, talking content machine. Have your iPhone, have your Android, use pictures, use videos, capture as much exciting content as you can, and use that on your channels. And for us, our inspiration comes from the moments the fans have, so we can recreate that. Another exciting example is a contest we ran recently across Twitter and Instagram. So a lot of stuff we do is putting our products in the spotlight. The coffee is obviously the hero. We sell millions and millions of cups, probably 1.5 billion cups of coffee annually, which is a huge amount. So when it came to Halloween, we said, let's do something fun and different with our fans. We saw fans like to doodle on the coffee cups. They're extremely creative. Why don't we ask them to decorate their coffee cups in Halloween costumes? So I understand that's asking a lot. It's a little work. You have to be crafty. So we said, what? We're not afraid to try new things. Let's give it a try. And we were so thrilled with the responses. I mean, with a picture contest, you're going to get less submissions than you will like a sweepstakes where you have to answer a question. But we were so thrilled with the visual response, the creativity, and we felt that this was share-worthy, user-generated content produced by our brand advocates. And we gave 5 winners a $100 DD card to keep them running. So gave them a bit higher prize. And again, you've been seeing we've been producing these great pictures for our channels. This also further underscores, the importance of having great visual content. Another exciting one that we actually just finished on Monday this week. So brands have to update their Twitter profile pages at some point. We thought, you know what? Wouldn't it be cool to rebrand our Twitter profile page, not just with a picture? Let's do something interactive and experiential and ask our fans to tweet their which holiday coffee or latte flavor puts them in the holiday spirit, and let them see their tweets change the pictures on our Twitter page. So fans tweet for either the gingerbread, the white chocolate, or the peppermint mocha, and if enough fans tweet, it adds an extra sip into the cup. So we also added a sweepstakes component with this as a thank you for voting. So each day, 3 fans won a $50 M gift, which goes with our Dunkin app. We can gift through our app. And it was really cool for fans to go back and visit the page and draw attention that, we're not just going to rebrand our page. We're going to rebrand our page in a way that shows fan feedback. And we want them to see which flavors are trending. And if you're wondering, white chocolate actually ended up being the winner at the end on Monday. But very close. Peppermint mocha was right up there. Another exciting thing, which I think is cool, we've seen some talks about social gaming today. We did a partnership with the Sims Social and the Sim City, and we wanted to be a part of an exciting social game, but we didn't just want a billboard in a social game. We didn't want to just be an advertising medium. Like everything we do, we wanted it to be experiential, so we actually put virtual coffees, virtual donuts, virtual lattes into the game, and had that experience gameplay. So like in real life, when you have a coffee, it gives you a little boost. In the game, it actually gave your sim character a boost. And what was exciting to promote shareability, we actually let people gift these items to their friends, because I don't know if anyone plays The Sims, but it's all about your virtual network and your friends and the relationships that you have in your virtual sim world. So we wanted to integrate the brand in a way that made sense, but was also really fun. And so in addition to the boosts, this is also really cool. You can create these exclusive items that people actually have to unlock. So we created this lawn chair, and it was unlike anything we've ever seen. Our Facebook wall was bombarded with, where can I get this lawn chair? Where can I find it? Where can I get it? And the cool thing, if you look at the stats on the slide, so yeah, it's cool, it's interactive, experiential, but the numbers back up how successful it was. So the game acquired about 30 million monthly active users within 1 month. Huge. We earned about 3.7 billion impressions in less than 6 months. And we acquired 1 million new Facebook fans directly attributable to our partnership with The Sims in this game. So that's, how huge is that right there? And then in addition to that, we've gifted about 50 million virtual products related to Dunkin. So, huge opportunity for us. We decided to integrate with the Sim City after that as well, and that's doing extremely well for us. Different game, different scope, but we have a virtual restaurant, we have a virtual car with donut wheels, we have some really cool stuff in there as well. So that concludes the first 10 minutes of my presentation. I'm ending with a slide of donuts because I can. These are donuts from around the world. And I know Cedric's going to come out and ask me a couple of questions. So.
Sorry, I'm here. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's have a quick chat. Well, thank you very much, because all your slides and all the examples they were real examples, like something people here can get inspired from, and not like global strategy things you've done. So very, very interesting. So if I want understood, because you're not in France yet, if the French community does a lot of tweets and share a lot of things on your Facebook page about you coming to France, we might have more chance to having you in France, right?
Well, I don't know about that. There's a plan with the development team, but we are growing within Europe. So we are in Germany, we're in Spain, we're in Bulgaria and Russia. I know that Europe is obviously a market we're looking at. I don't know if that certainly helps. I can't say it will be the final factor, but it certainly helped. We know actually a fun story is the #1 question on our Facebook page is, when is Dunkin Donuts coming to California? So we know the fans want us, and we hope that at some point we'll be able to give them what they want.
All right, so
to be quite honest, it makes it that much more special for us when we're able to make that announcement through social media.
Sure.
Knowing that.
Yeah, sure, no problem. So you spoke a little bit about your team, but I'm not sure you explained how your team is organized.
Yeah.
So you're not alone, right?
No, so this is actually a very exciting thing. I get asked a lot because working for a big brand, people want to know, well, how is your social media program run? We have a cross-functional team. I sit on communications, but I work with interactive marketing, digital media, advertising, customer care, and legal. We all work, we meet several times a week. We go over the content calendar, we go over the fan chatter, what's working, what's not working, and all of those people that I mentioned are all, except for legal, are all voices on our social media channels. So it's really exciting. When you tweet Dunkin or respond to Dunkin, someone from inside our office, which we call the DD Mothership, is responding back to you. So it's really exciting.
What about the future now? Like you shared with us what you've done in the past.
Sure.
What are your main objectives? So you want to engage them more, you want to do more original campaigns on different platforms with different strategy? How will the social media activity of Dunkin Donuts be in 2013?
Sure. For the future for us, I think mobile is huge. We just launched our mobile app this summer, and I think the reason why you see us running a lot of programs, across social sites like Twitter and Instagram is because we're trying to tap into those busy on-the-go users that are on their mobile devices. So you'll definitely see a lot more of us in mobile. I also think content is extremely important. What you say each and every day is a direct representation of your brand, and for us, we're visual, you eat with your eyes, so I think you'll really see us trying to keep pushing to be just as creative, just as funny, just as irreverent as we can be, while still kind of celebrating the ways that fans run on Dunkin.
And so mobile, let's focus a little bit more on mobile. You want to do more mobile campaigns. You want to invest on media, on specific social media that are mobile only, like not only Instagram, but perhaps other ones.
Yeah, I definitely think I mean, we like to try and make our campaigns open for everyone to enter. We have done some, program. We did a Dunkin' Coffee Customizer on Facebook, which was just targeted to mobile and kind of iPad users, which was fun. People could actually build a virtual drink and share it with friends, and it was only viewable on mobile devices. So we certainly will look for opportunities to do stuff like that in the future, or through strategic partnerships run mobile programs. But I think for us, if we can run a campaign on sites, on social platforms that are mobile friendly, that really helps us get both the desktop users, but also the mobile users as well, which is exciting. And one thing you'll see if you enter a lot of our contests on Twitter or Instagram is we actually have been giving M-Gifts as prizing, especially for our US customers that can use our mobile app. That's really exciting for us. We actually, internationally, we have all of our partners around the world have their own Facebook pages, so we actually let them run their own programs. So if mobile's heavier use in one market than another, we really empower them to figure out what's working for them and run that strategy in their markets.
Okay. Last question, because when I prepared this track, I asked on Twitter what kind of question people wanted to have, like generally speaking, or depending on speakers, and like the #1 question they wanted to be asked and answered is, how do you measure results? Like not only engagement results, but sales. How can you talk with your colleagues that are not part of the social media team, that are more on the marketing or business side, and you can prove that what you're doing is it's not only good for your brand, but it's good for your business?
Right. Well, I think that's the million-dollar question you're asking every brand, and I love this. Jeffrey Hazlett, the former CMO of Eastman Kodak, once said it, "You tell me the return on ignoring, and then I'll tell you the return on investment," and I love that quote. We're very lucky that our senior leadership really gets and understands social. They don't hold us hard to making the tie between sales. Obviously, there are metrics and things that we have that are internal and proprietary that we do see that our activity on social media does influence, driving to store. It does play a part in that. We're not able to kind of share our secrets per se, but we do look at that. It's not the only thing we look at. We really think priority #1 is the fans. It's communicating with the fans. It's listening to what's important to them. And we really do, we measure how our posts on all of our channels are doing. We measure engagement rate because I mentioned before, since I joined, we've grown from just shy of 2 million to 8 million fans. And I'm really proud to say that we've actually boosted our engagement rates while growing, which I think is the hardest thing to do in social media, especially on Facebook. So that's for us. We want to keep growing, but we don't want to just grow to 20 million fans overnight. We want to keep growing at a steady rate that keeps that engagement rate high, because if you're not reaching a huge percentage of your fans, are your efforts that successful? I think for us, we'd rather have that smaller group that's more engaged and keep growing that group and keep growing. So,
perfect conclusion.
yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. No, sorry.